everyone, welcome to a new episode of In Other Words with Danielle and Zara.
This is a podcast where we talk about a wide variety of different subjects, from our relationship with food to TV episode reviews. So in other words, we talk about all the things.
Okay,
Perfect.
so basically this episode is not about green flags and not about yellow flags. It's about red flags.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Again.
So hilariously, this was going to be one episode, and then we decided we need it to be a 2-part episode because we clearly have an issue with many issues.
We have so many issues.
Yes,
So stay away from us.
All right. Listen, I'm in the small town where no one lives here, so please come visit. Please.
I will, don't worry.
Even if you have all these red flags, I need friends, so come on over.
Yeah, she'll overlook them for you.
Yes. Okay, so in this episode, we're steering away from relationships, and we're going to be talking about the red flags in like politics and public figures like politicians and celebrities, and red flags in jobs and employments and fun stuff like that, and then the red flags in churches.
So a lot, basically.
Yes. Hopefully not an hour and 15 minutes worth, but I mean,
Cool.
we won't make any promises.
Did you have your local brand that you wanted to promote?
Yes. Okay, so I found them because they have a store in Yilton, but you can order online and it's really cool. So the Instagram handle is flowers_and_leaves_SA. So flowers and leaves, and it is a company that produces a luxurious range of ethically sourced, cruelty-free botanical bath and body products.
Ooh.
And I bought a body butter from them this weekend. So it's literally only been a couple of days, and it has been life-changing. It just, apart from the fact that everything just smells nice, and like I know that like these things are good for me, and you can actually go on their website and like find out all of the ingredients and everything into it. But I think what I've liked about it is it genuinely, like, my skin feels like superior to what it did last week.
I'm very happy
Like,
for you.
I just put it on my hands this morning, and like I can still feel it. So I would
love
highly
that.
recommend them. And like it's no more expensive than like going to the body shop or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, and you're supporting a smaller local
Exactly.
business. And like
Nice.
I met the owner, and she's so nice. So it's like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
love
she,
that.
Like I left, and she was like, "Thank you so much for supporting us." And I was like,
You're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah.
Take all my money,
So-
please. Yeah.
so yes, I highly recommend them.
Nice. Well, I will definitely check them out. I'm a
Yeah, you
avid fan
better.
of good body butters and soap and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So what category should we discuss first?
I think let's do people, like the politicians, celebrities.
Okay. I don't
And
have too
then-
much on either of them, to be honest.
Okay, I have a page because I'm extra,
Yes.
but you'll probably
honestly-
a lot of it will overlap
Yeah, and a lot of it will come to me as I'm talking.
because you have
'Cause
a
I-
big
I-
brain.
I do, yeah. Okay, so we're doing first celebrities or politicians?
Yes.
Celebrities.
Either. Yes, let's do celebrities.
Okay. Okay, so for me, the first red flag when it comes to a celebrity is if they're part of a cult. Yeah. Many celebrities are like Scientologists or like have their own cults or are just
Dude.
weird. And I'm like, because
Scientology is a whole thing, guys. Go watch
Yeah.
documentaries.
That's like one of the reasons why I don't like Tom Cruise. But at the same time,
Yes.
I
I don't want to name and shame, but for real.
they're never going to listen to this. If you do, well, now you know. Stop being a Scientologist, please. But there's the lead actress in The Handmaid's Tale. I think her name is Elizabeth Moss.
The blonde one with the
Yeah.
bob. Okay.
I don't know if she has a bob,
Okay.
but she's blonde. Anyway, I can't really remember her name, but I always get people's names
okay.
wrong. But the
What's
lead
my name?
actress, Emma.
So close. It's
Oh.
good enough.
Thank
Carry
you.
on.
She is a Scientologist, and it's just the most ironic thing to me because The Handmaid's Tale is
She's in
largely
The
about
Handmaid's Tale.
yes, and it's largely about like a cult that takes over America. And but I'm like, do you not see what you're doing here? And she's the protagonist, like she's fighting against these evil people.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's a bit of a red flag to me, but Handmaid's Tale is a really excellent show, and it's an excellent
Have you read the
as
book?
well.
Have you
Yeah,
read the book? Okay.
I read both of them.
Of course.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. My first one, and I think it's like, okay, these are red flags about celebrities. So, Zara, what am I supposed to do with that? Just don't worship any celebrities, but particularly
Yeah.
these. Okay, so someone who is very opinionated. Like celebrities who have so much to say, like so much negativity, is like, for me, that's just dangerous because if you know you have a platform, like there's already so much
Yeah.
negativity. So if you have an opinion about everything and it's largely like negative, then I don't know, for me, that's like a no.
Yeah, I completely agree. And like, sorry, I'm just writing things down as they come to my mind.
Yes.
I think it's like frustrating sometimes as a follower of certain celebrities because like on one hand you want them to speak out about issues and to have opinions on certain things that you can like kind of know who you're supporting.
Yes.
But at the same time it like gets really frustrating because some celebrities have extremely bad takes, like
Yeah.
extremely bad takes on everything.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't always want to be seeing that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think if they're always like speaking out about every single thing and having all these opinions, especially when they like don't really have any business with it or like not really
Yes.
doing anything about it, it's
Yes. I
like
said
I don't really enjoy it.
on my list, which kind of goes along with that, is just like know-it-alls. Because like
Yeah.
for me, it is very scary for me that like I'm going to form an opinion based on something that a singer said. Like they're a singer,
Yeah.
not a doctor or
Yeah.
a, you know, a scientist
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. So that for me is scary. And also it's just like, this is just a pet peeve rather than a red flag. But like if celebrities or public figures think that they can do everything,
Yeah.
like,
It's so
no, but
annoying.
to the extent where I'm like, if you're an actress, like don't give an actress a recording contract because she's an actress. If she can't sing, like I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah, like please
Pet
don't.
peeve.
And also like
And
when
You don't have
celebrities
to
like
write a biography.
yeah, please. Or start a skincare brand. What are you doing? Most of them suck. So anyway, the next one,
Goop,
which for
dude.
me
Goop.
is a red flag. Oh, flippin' Goop. That is a cult and just
And
very
dangerous.
gross and spreads so much misinformation, disinformation, literally
And it's
everything
like,
that's not
I don't want to
real.
hate on Gwyneth because like Ben loves Gwyneth and I love Ben. And also Gwyneth was married to Chris Martin and he's like the lead singer of Coldplay and I think he's
Yeah.
like a legend. So it's very
Yeah.
like hard on me to like harmonize these things.
So true,
Good
bestie.
piece, not good.
And I mean, she's okay. Listen, like I respect the hustle, I guess, but also not really because it's bad. But she literally gets away with everything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There's so much scientific like dodgy things happening there.
yeah.
Yo.
Anyway,
Okay. Anyways.
yeah, and they overcharge for things that are not
What,
real.
like a vagina scented candle?
Yeah, or a
Red
jade egg.
flag.
You know what you do with a jade egg?
You've told me.
Anyway,
Google it.
yeah. The next one I have is when they are tone deaf, and this is also not so much a red
'Cause they
flag
can't
as like a
sing.
no. Yes, that too. But yeah, also like probably more of a pet peeve, but also like kind of gross to me.
Yeah, most
And
of
this
these
is like
celebrity things are pet peeves, but like
yeah, and it's like when they try to insert themselves in like every single situation that they don't really have anything to do with.
when Kanye told Billie Eilish to apologize to Travis Scott.
Yes, like it's so weird. And also, what was I going to say now? Or like when they try to act as if like they struggle the same as normal people do. And like, listen here, you do have your struggles as a celebrity, as a rich person, definitely, but it's not the
Yes.
same. And like, for example, at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, all celebrities were like, we're all in the same boat. This is the great equalizer. And do you remember like there was a video going,
Dude, Okay, I'm
going around of them
interested to
singing
know.
Imagine.
Yes! That was what I was going to bring up.
Oh my word. And it's literally so tone deaf when there are literally
Ew.
people dying. And like today, like just for reference, we're recording this on the 25th of Feb. So this
Which
is
is
pretty much the day.
payday.
Yeah. But also
you
the
know
day
what else it
after Russia
is?
declared war on Ukraine.
Ew.
And that's, I sent you the video on Twitter, like this celebrity, I can't remember her name, she's a 90210, recorded herself reciting a poem that she wrote about how it would be different if she were Putin's mother and she had like showered him with love. And it like gives me such tone deaf vibes when people are dying.
Ew.
Like people are literally
Bizarre.
dying.
Bizarre.
Anyway, so I hate when I hate tone deaf celebrities. I hate it.
Yeah, the link that has happened between social justice and Hollywood is very scary. It's like, yeah, no.
It's quite
yeah,
interesting. It's like a very interesting phenomenon. Yeah.
for sure. Okay, then my next thing is celebrities who try to the nth degree to be politically correct. It's like, I wonder, do you have opinions or are you just speaking
Yeah.
because it's something you have to do and it makes you a revered celebrity or like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I know
just
what you
like
mean.
dodge.
But once again, like it's this weird balance that we as like supporters essentially like have to deal with because for me, on one hand, I don't mind if people like speak out about issues, but like if it's always like if they're always having these like certain types of opinions, it like and like for sure you can have those opinions. I don't care. Like good for you for expressing yourself. But it always something about it like screams to me if you're always only having one type of opinion that like you're not like they're not
that goes with
maybe
the
not your
mainstream
own.
media.
Anyway, yeah, it's like you're not really expressing yourself. You're just trying to like get more popularity with saying certain things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
as like
exactly-
someone, as an like an ordinary person, so to say, I would just be
We're
careful of
just
that.
ordinary people.
That's
very
so
nice, eh?
good.
Thank you.
Okay, me.
Yes.
So we've
You
already
are a
kind of
red
spoken
flag.
about this. Yes. So if they're constantly attacking young women in the industry,
Oh my gosh.
I am thinking of a certain ex-husband of Kim Kardashian.
Whom we've mentioned in this episode now and the last episode. That's a red flag.
He is a red flag.
Shame. I hope
No, I hope he gets help.
I think we struggle
just
from
hope
the
he gets
same
help.
mental illness, but like I don't do the things he does. So you can
Yeah.
help can be gotten. Can be get.
Yeah.
Red flag, Zara.
Yeah. It's just something is so like gross and like misogynistic about celebrities that are always like tearing down younger people within the industry, like people who are literally just like trying their best. And like
Yeah, for
especially if
me-
you've been in the industry a long time, like you should know what it's like. So like I don't know why you're doing that.
I think just calling out and like there have been certain circumstances where I've read things and it's like we forget that like celebrities who are in the business from a young age are still figuring themselves out, you know? So it's like to hold a teenager to the standard of like someone who's lived a life of like much experience.
Yeah.
Like that's dangerous. And it's like, I don't know, why would you want to attack a young person who's still vulnerable? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And like they obviously can make mistakes, and lots of young celebrities have made mistakes or like maybe comments that were a bit distasteful, but it doesn't mean that they are like the worst. It means like they still have time to learn, and hopefully they do learn. I look like I'm Black Power.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, you understand that comment.
Anyway,
Okay.
so that's my thought.
Then for me, celebrities who constantly criticize other celebrities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
if you're in an interview talking about the movie you're making and you're talking about like all of the other terrible things that other celebrities have done, like I don't know, I just feel like it's very distasteful as a public figure to only ever talk and criticize other public figures. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. I completely agree. And also, like, for me, like, another red flag is when they criticize or make fun of their own fans. Like,
One
some
thing
people
I have
really
here
act
is
like that.
unkind to fans.
Yeah. Because, like, listen, as, like, fans of celebrities, like, we should know that we're not entitled to them. Like, if they're having a bad day, it is what it is. They don't need to be, like, super friendly and, like, happy and just
and
love
you
you
don't
all
need
the time.
to like know who they're dating. Like, if
Exactly.
they don't want to share that.
Yeah, like, they deserve their own space, but I hate it when celebrities act like their fans have, like, no lives or, like, they're pathetic. Because, like, some celebrities really do have that kind of attitude, like, oh, like,
Yeah.
why are you like this? And the thing is, like, they are the reason that you have any sort of popularity, that you make any money. So you be grateful. Yeah.
No, it makes me sad as well. Just because, like, I think about it and I'm like, I don't know. It's like, yes, it can be annoying if someone stops you in the street and asks you for a photo all the time, especially if you're having a bad
of course,
day.
of course.
But, like, to be, like, overtly rude to someone who wants a picture because they admire you, maybe, like, come on. It doesn't take that much effort to just kindly decline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about just treating people with kindness, as Mr. Styles.
Harry. We love
him. Yeah.
Okay. Is it me?
Yeah, you can go.
Or is it you? Okay.
You can go.
Yes. So now this is a red flag in celebrity culture, but even as us as fans, is just because someone is a celebrity does not mean you know them. And one specific instance for me is that when celebrities or people stand up for other celebrities that they don't know, and, like, specifically, I take sexual abuse allegations very seriously.
Yeah.
And the amount of sexual, like, abusers and just people who have taken advantage given their position or status. I was going to say status. Status.
That's a red flag.
That is a red flag. Or status to, like, harass or assert power over someone else.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's like, no, but they have such great music. How can we
Yeah.
believe that? It's like, for me, like, I don't know. People in power need to be held responsible, and celebrities have power whether we like it or not.
Exactly.
And so for me, it's like, I don't know. It's very scary for me when, like, celebrities are defended because they are celebrities.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I also wrote here, like, if they are abusers, like, that should immediately be a red flag to you. Like, I don't care how much you enjoy their music or their acting or whatever. And obviously, like, this is obviously a very, like, contentious topic, but it is difficult sometimes, especially, like, with the whole sexual abuse thing, because we know that, like, and, like,
from their work.
Yeah, but we know at the same time, like, people can accuse falsely. I'm not saying it happens a lot, but it is possible. And I think it can, like, when you really, really like an actor or a singer or whatever, and you hear this, it's really easy for you to be like, no, but, like, that doesn't make sense, or, like, that doesn't line up with my idea of who they are. Like, this person could be lying. And I always just think it's important, you know, first of all, to believe victims. Like, I really do think it's important, because statistically false accusations are not
they're not
big.
It's not. People don't put themselves out there to that degree to get attention, and if they do, like, that's scary. I get you.
Sheesh. But it is, like, if someone is, like, known to abuse their girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, like, I don't know.
I've questioned, like,
especially when it's been proven, hey?
Dude, people revere Michael Jackson. And there's a lot of stuff from his past. And, like, listen, the man is dead now. And, like, I haven't thought too much about this. And I'm not, like, a huge Michael Jackson fan. So, like, it's whatever to me. But, dude, I don't know. Like, it does make me question, you know what I mean? It's like, he's so well remembered, but there were some very dodgy sexual abuse allegations about him. And it's like, do we forget that? Do we still
Yeah.
listen to his music? I don't know. It's quite an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, just for example, with the Michael Jackson situation, like a lot of those allegations were like proven false in court, I think. But I always think, you know, celebrities have extremely, like, they're wealthy. They can get the best lawyers. Like, often their victims are not like that. So, I don't know. It's a really, really difficult field, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
Okay. For me, it's a red flag if people are, like, abusive or aggressive in their song lyrics. So when, like, it's always, like, yeah, so, like, when they're writing about, you know, like, assaulting women or, like, killing people or, like, just, like, weird aggressive lyrics, I don't like that. And I don't care if they just, like, write, like, they're just, like, making it up and writing it. I say this as, even though, like, one of my favorite songs is No Body, No Crime by Taylor Swift, but...
Okay, but that's different.
I support women's rights, but especially women's wrongs. I kid. I'm not that inconsistent. But yeah, it is different.
Though? I was sitting
Tell
in there,
me.
guys, just for context, I'm sure you know if you listen to this podcast, but I'm a youth pastor and I work for a church. And on Tuesday morning, we were sitting in staff meeting and I heard this ambulance and like I immediately was going to start singing No Body, No Crime because if anyone knows that song, it starts with the sound of ambulance. So I said to them, oh my gosh, I literally thought that's like my phone started playing that song. And then I had to tell my wonderful Christian staff, oh, this is a song about a man who has an affair and then kills his wife and then Taylor Swift or whomever, Estee's friend, kills the husband and then the
gets rid of the
police
body.
think it's the mistress and she gets rid of the body and it's like good thing she got a boating license when she like
Exactly.
knows how to clean up a crime scene.
Exactly.
But like she's not promoting it.
Yeah.
It's a
There's a
narrative.
difference. There's a difference between like a certain like narrative in a song because ultimately songs are stories usually.
Yes.
But when it's like constantly
Expression,
like
art.
yeah, like when it's there's a difference between like telling a story and literally having like aggressive lyrics.
Yeah.
Like it makes me question the kind of person that they are.
Yeah, for sure. And then mine's very similar to that is people, especially in the music industry, that promote objectification of women.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but like I struggle with like people casually listen to like songs where it's like I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and like Pitbull, guys. Pitbull's songs are so catchy. Please go read every single lyric.
No, they're so dodgy. Like they're so fun to listen to, but they are so dodgy.
I'm
like,
just like, yeah. Like even
no, thank
guys,
you.
this is like the thorn in my side, my weak spot, my
Thorn in your
favorite song. My favorite song
to dance to.
is Low by Flo Rida. Guys, those lyrics, horrifying.
Awful.
Red flag.
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't know, if someone's like genuinely singing about like
blurred
taking
lines.
advantage.
Yeah.
I don't even like that song, so
No.
It's
it was
fine.
it was a jam when it came out. Then I like actually listened to the lyrics and I was like, oh, never mind. Not a jam.
So I don't know. I just you have to like question someone's character if they openly and joyfully sing certain
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know. At the same time,
Yeah.
it's like, you know what song? It brings up so many questions. Like, don't you wish a girlfriend was hot like me?
me.
Like, how can you sing that? It's like, as a woman, like,
I know.
at the same time, like, the
They're not like other
Pussycat Dolls
girls.
were a vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's very stressful to me.
Yeah. I agree.
I like break up with your girlfriend. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yo.
Break up with your girlfriend.
Like,
Well, have you seen the music video
no,
for that?
I don't
Because
want
it kind of starts out where you think that Ariana is like wanting the boyfriend, but she actually wants the girlfriend. So she's saying like, oh, break up with your girlfriend because like I want to be with her kind of vibes. Anyway.
Oh, so it's like ironic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not making exclusive, but it's, yeah.
Yeah. So
And
those
then,
are interesting things to think about. It's messed
yeah.
up. Hollywood's messed up.
Hollywood
The
is
music
messed up.
industry is messed up.
Yeah, but please don't stop making music. But just be nice. And then if the celebrity is always involved in drama, if there's just always drama, like obviously that's a red flag. Like they're the drama. They are the drama.
Am I the drama? Yes. I actually only have one more.
Okay, I'm done with mine, so that's good.
Is someone that like very intentionally brags about like their material wealth.
Yes. Oh, it's so distasteful.
Like to the extent where it's like I have to wear like a Gucci tracksuit with Gucci written all over it. And like
I hate that.
have to post pictures of every single car I own. Not about it.
It's weird. It's a weird time.
Not about it.
Yeah, I agree. And especially because like the majority of the audience are simply not like that.
No, exactly. I just think, yeah, it's a bit dumb. Or celebrities who spend money on dumb things like trying to get to space.
Yeah, come on. Sort yourselves out. Okay.
Anyways.
Politicians.
Yay. So politics is a little bit more serious than celebrities because everything is about politics in life. Like everything is influenced by the people in power.
Yeah.
So like these are things to take into consideration when like voting, you know.
Yeah, and like choosing to support people.
Yeah.
So my first red flag with a politician is if their promises are too big. So when people are like when they're campaigning and they're just saying like we're going to make all education free and we're going to fix all the roads, we're going to do this and this and this. And it's like, listen, like those things, like, yeah, like theoretically I agree with. But you have to think like, are they saying that because they are actually going to do it or are they saying it to get votes? And like you actually, if you vote based on like promises and like, it's a difficult thing, you know, because you want changes to happen in the country, but you also have to be like realistic about it.
Yeah.
And I think what's important, for example, if you're looking at a party's manifesto or whatever, and they're saying, oh, we're going to reduce inequality. If they only say that and they don't say how, that's an immediate red flag to me. Like there needs to be tangible steps because like it's not just going to happen. There need to be, very distinct things to happen to get that.
Exactly. I agree. Then my thing is politicians or political groups that show favoritism to a specific group of people to the extent where other people are disregarded. So, for example, I would find it very, very difficult to vote for a Christian leader who only wants to support Christians. Because, like, God's heart is for his people. Like, people. Like, he's created everyone, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, even in the Bible, there's a verse in 1 Peter that speaks about, like, God being patient about people coming to him because he doesn't want anyone to face destruction. So, like, if you're voting for a politician who is going to make, like, anyone who has a differing opinion, like...
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, one of my red flags that I wrote here was if they create an us versus them kind of dichotomy. So, like, if they're saying...
100%.
Like, they are coming into our country and they are stealing our jobs and they are bringing drugs into our country and those kinds of things, like, that should... be a bit of a concern.
Yes.
Or
like certain politicians who like invade like other countries and say that the country is not a real country and that they need to speak the other country's language.
Red flag,
even though they own 11% of the Earth's land. And they want this teeny tiny little country. That's like a bit of a red flag. Only a little bit.
Although Ukraine is actually a big country.
But I mean, in comparison...
Yeah. I mean, there's, by land mass, it's like Ukraine is huge. Like I saw a
map.
I saw a map and I was like, oh, flip. Like I always imagined Ukraine as like this little country next to Russia, but it's actually huge. I didn't know. But yeah, Putin is a red flag. So watch out. Although the problem with him is that people can see that he's a red flag, but they can't vote him out of power because it's a dictatorship.
Being in power for 20 years. Dude, that red flag.
Insane. Never.
Power,
thank you.
Humans were not meant to hold that much power.
Definitely not. Okay.
Alrighty.
You can go next.
Okay, my next one that is a red flag is supporting politicians who lack insight.
Yeah.
So for me, like, listen, I'm not saying that, like, I often think, like, people with degrees can know everything but know nothing.
Yeah.
Like, people who've never been in business but, like, lecture business classes. Like, it's a bit, like, hard for me to, like, get it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I personally would not host a marriage course.
If you've not been married.
No.
Yeah.
So politicians who, like, have never, ever, like, studied.
But also, like, never started from the bottom. Like, a lot of, like powerful
Drake
politicians,
stuff,
exactly.
like, it's, yeah.
A lot of politicians, like, for example, start just, like, from, like, the grassroots in their communities and have, you know, go from, let's say, like, ward councillor to municipality to whatever,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes,
and, like, they build their way
exactly.
up. For me, if, like, you immediately become president, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
you
it's
can
like
never really
you want
understand.
someone in power who understands. Like, politics is complicated. Like, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I personally wouldn't listen to too much of my political advice because I don't know enough.
Yes. Everyone's allowed to have their opinions, obviously. It's just recognizing, like, oh,
Don't put me in power.
I'm not an expert. Like,
No.
and then this next one I realized is similar to the first one I had, but it's just very vague policy ideas. So yeah, once again, like, I'm going to make the economy strong. Okay, how? Like, how are you going to do that?
I used to be so shocked by the ignorance of high school students when I would run for RCL, and there was someone who did a speech about how they are going to introduce, like, kawaii food at the tuck shop,
Yeah.
and they are going to, like, make, like, the school a better place. Like, we're only going to go
How?
to school 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
guys, I sat in very long meetings to, like, change the smallest of things.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's easy to have, like, boys and girls' hair rules the same. Do you know how much documentation and how many hours of
Literally.
meetings to change
Yeah.
a code of conduct? You have no idea.
It's insane. It's
So, like,
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side
And, like,
note.
imagine that now as a whole country.
Exactly. These are little issues.
Yeah. So even with a country, like, if your like preferred politician is giving these, like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, but they don't say, like, the little things, just
Yeah.
know
Like, how are
that
you
that's
gonna get
never
there?
going to happen. Like, it's never going to happen, actually. Like, I'm sorry to be a negative Nancy, but
Oh, Nancy.
that's how it is. Yeah.
Okay. When there is a serious lack of transparency,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, if you aren't privy to, like, certain financial records, like, you are a citizen in a country. Like, these are things, like, there needs to be transparency. Like, if every single document, like, certain, like, files that are closed, I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's dodgy. Like, in a democracy where we vote in people of power, like, we should know what's going on.
Like,
Like,
non-disclosure agreements in court cases. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a reason why the public can't know about this, and that's dodge.
Yeah.
So,
My next one is if they only ever criticize without giving any other options. So, like, we'll often see this, let's say, like, if an opposition party is always, like, complaining about, like, oh, this is bad that they did that the president did this and this and this.
like,
And, like,
when I listen to debate, like the US debates, I was
Yeah.
like,
And,
I
like,
don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
attacking another person is not a great reflection on you.
Exactly. And, like, if you're only ever criticizing, let's say, like, policy ideas or, like, things that the president or the ruling party does, but you don't say, like, how you could do it better, like, with tangible steps, then, like, it's a bit of a red flag to me, because, like, it just shows that they only, like, want to complain, or in some cases they only want to protest about things, but they don't actually want to make any changes. Like, they know what gets them, like, they know what gets them clout, but they don't want to, like, they don't want to do the work, and you need to do the work.
Yeah, you don't want to vote for a politician who just feels anger and fear.
Exactly.
Like, you want to have, not false hope, but you want to have some sort of hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my next one is a lack of communication.
Yeah.
Like, for me, there's so much, like, living in this little Hilton town, like, it sounds so silly, but the fact that, like, I know my ward counselor and, like, we have a group, and for better or for worse, with, like, the people who are, like, in charge of, like, service delivery, they're on that group with us. And, like, the fact that I got, like, a personal message saying, like, submit the top 5 issues that you want to see fixed in the next year or two. Like, for me, that's like really...
It makes a difference.
Yes. And it's like, no, the president can't be giving addresses every day and, like, calling every single citizen.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were a woman, I feel like it would be better. But it's like, when there's a lack of communication and such a big distance between, like, the people in charge and the people of the country.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's, like, difficult. Like, I think that's a bit of a red flag if there's, like, no, like, a lack of communication or no communication at all.
Yeah, I completely agree. My next one is if they are extremist in any way.
Literally, my last one is extreme beliefs in any sense.
In any way, like, it doesn't matter, like, left, right, whatever, like, I mean, okay, listen, I understand that, like, everybody has their ideals and all that, and that's fair. Like, we all believe in like certain ways, like, that would make the world better. But I think when it's extremism, simply just doesn't work in a country.
No. Or in
my opinion. Yeah, and like often there's like, once again, extremism often links to like the oppression of other people, and like like any system can oppress people. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I would just be very careful of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are all I had for, like, politics and politicians. I mean, there's the obvious, like, corruption and all of this crap.
Yeah, like we know that,
find
though.
out that they stole money at some point. Like, if they stole, like, guys, the Tinder swindler. He was stealing money, like, as a teenager. Red flag.
Red flag. I think, like, the difficult thing with corruption is that it's hidden. So
exactly.
It can't be a red flag because you literally don't know.
Yeah, and it's like no one's going to vote for a corrupt government, like, as a normal citizen. It's like, ooh, I like them. They're corrupt. I mean,
they kind of do, though. Anyway, so I have, like, 2 last ones, but they kind of go hand in hand.
Yes.
So if a democratic president, if a democratic president or party or whatever supports a dictator, that is an immediate red flag. Like, 100%. If they're, like, forming, like, good relationships with,
like, the president of North Korea.
Yeah, like, what's happening there? Or if they say, like, oh, they're really, really smart for doing that. Like, hello. It's, like, really inconsistent because, like, in a democracy and freedom, and obviously this is all, like, very idealistic and stuff. Like, you need to be consistent with your beliefs, right? And, like, one thing that comes to mind is just the way South Africa acts in the international arena. So South Africa, you know, we pride ourselves on our democracy, on our human rights, our freedom, all that kind of stuff. But in the international arena, South Africa tends to side with countries like Russia and China, who do not value the same things that we do. Yeah. And obviously, like, politics is a very difficult game to play. But I don't know, like, when we are preaching one thing about our country and then supporting certain policies that are, like, not at all what we stand for, it's a red flag.
It's difficult, though, because it's like we get a lot from China and Russia.
We do.
Like, it's often been like a lifeline in our economy.
Yeah.
So
no, exactly. That is why it's difficult. Yeah. But, like, it also comes down to like, when their decisions can actually make a change in the world and, like, for worse, and then we go along and support it because, like, oh, they give us stuff. I don't know. Yeah. But that 100%. Is just the idealist in me.
Yes, no, I completely agree. So, guys, it turns out, as we're speaking, we're going to do a part 3.
Wow, lucky for you.
Yeah, do you know how YouTubers say if you want to hear more about this or you want a part 2, let us know? Like
Yeah.
you can let us
We
know.
are
but
doing
we've
a part
already
3.
recorded it. We'll pretend like we're doing it for the people, but we're actually doing it because
Yeah.
we like to talk.
Exactly.
We are
So
red flags.
anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know your thoughts.
Yes. Like, what do you think are red flags?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And we will see you in the next episode where we talk all about jobs and churches and their
Yes.
red flags.
Yes, and guys, I have a job and I work
She works
for
in a
a
church.
so I have a lot to say.
A lot.
Informed opinions, just lol.
We love that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.